superstars. I wanted to talk to you guys about intermittent fasting. Many of you are asking me if intermittent fasting will affect your hormone balance, your thyroid, your adrenals, and so much more. Well, that is a great question, and I want to break down some of what we know about intermittent fasting. First of all, intermittent fasting works for so many people, and here's the reason why. Many of us are walking around in a super high insulin state, and because of that, we've got belly fat, we're over consuming, we feel sluggish and dull, and we have, the worst thing of all, inflammation. Intermittent fasting has worked for so many people because it starts to bring that insulin level down by creating that fasting interval. 14 hours, 16 hours is where many people begin, but 16 to 18 hours is really where we see weight loss happen, and that's where the magic happens. However, there are many instances where we should not be doing intermittent fasting, and here are the reasons why. Intermittent fasting, done over and over again repetitively, at some point teaches the body to go into storage mode, or that the body is in a starvation state. So it ultimately may slow your metabolism down. Instead, what you want to do is cycle your fast. So maybe 2 days of intermittent fasting, a day off, or 3 days on, 2 days off, however you would like to do it. Many people are even doing the 5-2, where they'll have like 5 days on, 2 days off, or do a longer fast on certain days. So anyhow, there's so many different ways to do it. The 14, the 16, the 18, the 24, but whatever it is, it should not be done repetitively or consecutively, because the fear is that it will put our bodies into a slower metabolic state. So you want to cycle it. Here's the other concern when it comes to women and women's hormones. We are such lovely hormonal creatures. It's so much fun. But here's what happens. If we are pregnant, if we're breastfeeding, if we are not sleeping, then we already have disruption in our hormone regularity, or in the rhythm, or in what communicates between our pituitary hypothalamus and our organs. And so a lot of intermittent fasting throws us further into adrenal fatigue. And adrenal fatigue, remember, is where the body's cortisol regulation, that stress hormone, starts to get out of control. That is the last thing we want. We don't want to worsen adrenal fatigue, because guess what happens next? When you wear the adrenals down, you wear the thyroid down. I've often said it's like a seesaw. The adrenals work hard, so they steal from the thyroid. The thyroid starts to work harder, it tries to steal from the adrenals, so the two are constantly tottering together. We want balance, right, at the end of the day. And so intermittent fasting doesn't work really well for someone who has thyroid imbalances, already has adrenal fatigue, is pregnant, breastfeeding, fighting a chronic illness, undergoing chemotherapy, and also for people who may be having some adrenal abnormalities that they're not aware of, because it can throw them further into that cycle. It does work for those of us who are high insulin and that have been able to sleep through the night, who are otherwise relatively balanced, but are trying to get rid of belly fat or trying to bring that insulin level down. Those are the instances where intermittent fasting is helpful and actually works. So, is it right for you? Well, it depends. Do you sleep? Is question number one. Is your energy fairly balanced? Is question number two. Do you think you're over consuming? Question number three. Intermittent fasting may be right for you. It's not right if you're pregnant, breastfeeding, fighting a chronic disease, on big drugs, or you're not sleeping through the night, because it can further crash your hormones, particularly your adrenal thyroid relationship. So I hope that helps you and helps answer all the questions around intermittent fasting and your hormones. If you have others, feel free to text me, DM me, or watch some of my other videos on intermittent fasting and you. Stay healthy, stay well, stay superpowered. I'll talk to you guys soon.